Right to the point, here we will explain and classify the 7 enemy superspecies of Godzilla in the Monsterverse. These titans here, unlike others that recognize Titanus Gojira as the alpha, instead challenged his dominance, which has led to battles and wars against him and his species throughout the natural history of the world. We will classify them according to their specific niches and habits and their relation to him and his species, which makes all the difference, as you will see here. Let's get to it. The first one, an ancient pest species. Much like how locusts can strip off the farmlands of food crops and starve humans to death by that action, so thus the Shinamura species do the same with Godzilla's radiation and food sources. The Shinamura is an ancient Permian period colony species made up of billions of small starfish-like cells that are each capable of generating a new titan if given the circumstances and conditions. This creature is hated by Godzilla due to the fact that it also feeds on the same radiation sources and also titan carcasses, which might have given an ancient Gojira species food and nourishment as well. This was seen in Godzilla Awakening, where flashbacks to the Permian period hint at the intense hatred Godzilla has for this species in the ancient past, and this carried over by instinct to the current king of the monsters. And by the way, if Shinamura was to ever feed on enough energy or radiation, it could grow to overpower the G-Man and become the top predator of the Earth. Number 2. The Hollow Earth rival species. Of course, there would have been quite a few super species or titans that have challenged Godzilla for dominance over the course of millions of years, as we can see with the Genitor Titan or Sub-Titan, but as far as we know, there is only one in the Hollow Earth that is the species that can rival Titanus Gojira, and that is the Titanus Kong species. This rivalry led to an all-out war between the Gojira species and its allies versus the Kongs and their allies as well. And as we all know and saw in GVK, the kingdom of the Kongs was decimated, and this drove the remnants to Skull Island, along with the Iwi people, making it their second home. This is also evident in the great hatred Godzilla has for Kong and vice versa. And now in GXK The New Empire, another one of the Kongs is set to appear, another one that was defeated by Godzilla in the past, and his name is Scar King. Number 3. The enemies, which are the life cycle parasitic species. So these titans right here are the most hated species by Godzilla. They are the Mutos, and more specifically, the Muto Prime. We have seen in the comics Godzilla Aftershock that the Muto Prime has in the past killed not one but 2 Gojira specimens. One is Dagon, found in the Philippines, and another bigger one was discovered in Siberia. The Muto life cycle is a plague on the Earth. It requires a living Gojira for its spores to be injected in and then thrive in the radiation-rich blood inside the body, and then when it's all gone, it will break out and mature into adult specimens over time that will lay eggs to give rise to even more male and female Mutos that will feed on everything living, hence causing mass extinctions in the past. They will then feed on and kill each other until the last surviving member evolves into the Muto Prime, and hence restarting the cycle. For Godzilla, this is a fate worse than death, so that's why he hunted and killed both Mutos in San Francisco, and also killed the Muto Prime in Montana. Number 4. An invasive alien species. In the Monsterverse, this is King Ghidorah, or otherwise originally called there as Monster Zero when he was discovered frozen in the Antarctic ice sheet, and it is stated that it was an extraterrestrial life form, an alien returning to its original roots in the Showa period. Ghidorah stands out as the most malevolent and hostile titan encountered thus far. Monster Zero is an alien invasive species that has no place in the Earth's ecosystem. It has a bioelectric biology, which is way different from any animal or titan found here in the Monsterverse. Its basic instinct or primary objective is to seize command of Earth's titans from Godzilla, the rightful alpha species and ruler and protector. Godzilla, the king of the monsters and the rightful alpha species, harbors animosity towards Ghidorah due to the latter's invasive and destructive actions. Godzilla's hatred stems from the sense of responsibility to maintain balance and protect the Earth from the catastrophic consequences of Ghidorah's reign, which would have led to every living thing dying. Number 5. A new enemy, a superior progenitor species. So this is all still rumors and internet gossip, but Titanus Shimu is now thought of as the original Titan on Earth. From where did he come from or how he evolved? That is up for anyone to say. But as far as we know, he is stated to be the progenitor of the Titans. He has an icy breath power and is somehow under the mind control of Skarking, who holds a whip, a mind whip let's say, and therefore they both will combine their powers and battle against a team-up of Godzilla and Kong. But as to the status or the relationship between him, Shimu, and Godzilla, we can only refer to the Call of Duty Warzone Easter egg, that painting, that cave painting that was seen of a Godzilla fighting Titanus Shimu. And we can infer that if this was in the past that it happened, an ancient Godzilla would have lost the match to the superior progenitor species called Titanis Shimu. The sixth enemy, an oceanic rival species. So this one is Tiamat. She is a titanic serpentine creature with scales that are serrated and a skull that looks draconic with yellow eyes and 4 barbels extending from the face, which looks like mustache. Tiamat is a very territorial superspecies, a titan, and will fight other titans for dominance. Her aggressive and destructive nature has led to Monarch classifying Tiamat as a destroyer. Centuries or thousands of years ago in the past, unsure of the exact timeline, Tiamat fought and killed a Titanus Kong when she invaded his lair. The same Kong that was said to have defeated Godzilla in combat in the past and was termed as the rival. So, Tiamat in doing so in fact became an Alpha Titan too, defeating a Titan that defeated Godzilla, and almost won against Godzilla underwater in that fight in Dominion. And it wasn't until the fight was dragged on land that she lost. In a way, she is an oceanic rival species. And lastly, an artificial invasive mecha species. In the same way that Monster Zero or Ghidorah has no place in the planet's ecosystem, the same goes for Mecha Godzilla, which is, for all intents and purposes, a Ghidorah reincarnated. Although with the skeletal and body framework created by Apex Cybernetics to mimic and eventually become superior to Godzilla himself, the mecha was eventually overtaken by the consciousness of Ghidorah, which had 2 of its skulls and brains part of the project and the robotic body. So when Ghidorah realized that the mecha was completely independent in energy supply, with the synthesization of the power source from the Hollow Earth, it gained full control of the mecha and began its killing rampage once more. If left unchecked, the same thing would have happened. All life on Earth would be extinguished, and that is why Godzilla and Kong had to team up to take it down. It was the ultimate enemy. So those are the 7 enemy species of Godzilla in the Monsterverse. If you like this video, then watch this one as well, and if you're more interested in other movie monsters contents and creatures, then check out our channel, as we might have things that you haven't seen before or thought about. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, fam.